Welcome to Rising from the Rubble, the podcast where we share real life stories of people who have faced life-changing events like burnout, redundancy, depression, and found a way to rise stronger than before. I'm your host, Maria Newman, and as a coach, I help individuals navigate life's toughest transitions. Whilst listening to this podcast, you'll hear inspiring stories and coaching insights that will empower you to reclaim your confidence, redefine your future, and rise from your own rubble. It's now time to sit back, relax, and enjoy listening to our episode. You live like the person you believe you are. Hands up if you've ever thought, I'm just not the type of person who can do that. I don't think I've got what it takes. I'm really busy and still not getting anywhere. Now keep your hands up if you've noticed yourself acting in line with those thoughts. That's the gap I want to talk about today, the space between what you want and how you're actually showing up. And most people don't realise it's that gap that's stopping them in life. It's that gap that is keeping them stuck. So what's really going on? My name is Maria Newman and I help my clients move from feeling stuck, unsure or invisible to confident, decisive and thriving. Some people come to me because they know exactly what they want, but they're not sure how to get there. Others come to me feeling like something's holding them back and they can't quite name it. Different starting points. It's the same desire. They're ready for change. And I believe there are 3 ingredients that decide whether you move forward or you stay stuck. So pick up a pen and write down the change that you want to experience. If you had it, if it was done, what would it look like, sound like, and feel like? And how amazing would that be if that was your reality? I believe making it your reality comes down to 3 things. The first one, self-belief. Do you believe you can? You see, over time, we collect stories about ourselves, what we can do, what we can't do, what's just not us. Then, the moment that we try to do something new or different, these stories show up. And it's that voice in your head that says, you can't do this. This isn't for you. You'll mess it up. I want you to know that that voice isn't your enemy. It's your protection mechanism. It's trying to keep you safe from failure, embarrassment, and discomfort. And in that moment, when those thoughts seem like they're deafening, you have a choice. As Susan Jeffers said, feel the fear and do it anyway, or believe the story and stay where you are. Because Henry Ford was right when he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are probably right. So when the voice shows up, pause and ask yourself, is it true? Is it helpful? What's a more useful thought? Because your thoughts are not instructions. You get to decide your next best move. Number 2, hunger. Do you want it enough to keep going when it gets difficult? Hunger is what carries you through when your motivation drops, dips, seems like it's not even there. You can see it in how someone behaves. If someone's really hungry, they will be looking for opportunities instead of just waiting. They keep going after setbacks because when you get knocked down, you need to get back up if you're going to get to where you want to go. And they learn and adapt and improve as things happen, because life will throw you a curveball. And finally, they take responsibility. It's not about other people handing you stuff, it's about you being proactive and going and getting it. Hunger doesn't come from pressure, it comes from clarity. And that comes from knowing why, knowing your purpose, and knowing what your life will look like when you get there. When you understand that, you're no longer chasing a goal, something that's just has nothing attached to it of emotional value. You're chasing what that goal represents. And that's what can change everything. And finally, number 3, action. Nothing changes without action. And not all action is equal. Trying to do everything all the time leads to exhaustion, leads to frustration, and ultimately can lead to burnout. Progress comes from doing the right things consistently. And as Greg McKeown says in his book, Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of doing less, it's about doing the vital few instead of focusing your attention on trying to do everything, which are the trivial many. So instead of being distracted by all the things, focus on the actions that will make the biggest difference. I would like to leave you with a little story, an endearing story. When my daughter was about 5 or 6, she decided that she wanted to click her fingers. And she obviously knew that she could do it because there were people around her who could do it. So why wouldn't she be able to? Now, there weren't many people in her class, if any, who could actually click their fingers. And this gave her the motivation and the hunger to make sure she was successful. And so she practiced and practiced and practiced until eventually she could click her fingers. Now, you might think that everybody can click their fingers. Well, you'd be wrong. My husband, who turned 50 this year, still cannot click his fingers. Same household, same opportunity, different outcome. So here's a question I want you to sit with. Who do you believe you are? Because that answer drives what happens next. It drives the outcome. It drives the actions you take. It drives the opportunities you notice and the results that you eventually get. And if there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be, it's not a mystery. It simply means one of the 3 ingredients needs your attention, whether that's belief, hunger, or action. Because success isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create by becoming the person who believes it's possible. So I would like you to take some time, even say when you're in the bathroom and you've got 5 minutes, to just contemplate. What is the change that you want to see? And have you got all of the ingredients that will ensure you make it happen? Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening to Rising from the Rubble. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Also, remember to download your free life assessment. Just click the link in the description to get started. Take care, and remember, every setback is an opportunity for growth. I'll see you next time.